Picture this. You're at the very bottom of the United States. Behind you, the Atlantic. In front of you, the Gulf. And somewhere out there, about 90 miles across open water, Cuba. This is Key West, and nowhere else in America feels quite like it. This guide has everything you will need to know to actually do this place right. The iconic spots, the hidden corners, the food that'll ruin you for every other lime pie you ever eat, and the real logistical stuff nobody talks about. Whether you've got 48 hours or a full week, this is your complete guide to the Conch Republic. Let's go! Let's start with how to get here, because the journey is genuinely part of the experience. It crosses 42 bridges over open ocean, and it is one of the most stunning drives in the country. If you're driving down from Miami, you're looking at about 3.5 hours along US Route 1, also called the Overseas Highway. When you finally hit mile marker 0 in Key West, you'll actually feel like you've arrived somewhere. Now, parking. Key West is a small island, and street parking is not your friend. You're looking at several dollars an hour or more than $50 for a full day in some lots. If your hotel or Airbnb includes parking, just use it and leave the car there. Once you're on the island, you really don't need it anyway. Rent a bicycle. Most of Old Town is flat and totally bikeable. Or grab a golf cart for the day. They're everywhere and they're genuinely fun. If you want a guided overview first, the Conch Tour Train and the Old Town Trolley are both solid hop-on hop-off options that'll give you the historical context before you start wandering on your own. One last thing, and this is said with full affection. You may be woken up at 6:30 in the morning by roosters. Wild chickens, technically called gypsy chickens, roam freely all over this island. They are protected, they are extremely confident. Bring earplugs or just embrace it. It's very Key West. Key West is small, about 4 miles long, but it has 3 pretty distinct zones, and knowing which one you're staying in will shape your whole trip. Old Town is where you want to be. This is the heart and soul. The gingerbread trim conch houses, the canopy of banyan trees, Duval Street, the Hemingway home, the southernmost point. It's the most walkable, the most photogenic, and honestly the most alive. If you can stay in Old Town, stay there. Sitting in the middle of the island with a more local feel, Midtown is quieter, a bit more affordable, and a short bike ride from the action, making it a solid home base if you want to escape the tourist frenzy. Higgs Beach is a stunning stretch of white sand that somehow stays off most tourists' radars. Nearby, the West Martello Tower hides incredible secret gardens, a world away from the Duval Street chaos. Newtown is the result of land reclamation and dredging projects following World War II. It is on the eastern end of the island, near the airport. It's where the big box hotels, chain restaurants, and shopping centers are. It's less atmospheric, but it's practical, especially if you're arriving by plane or traveling with a lot of gear. Just know you'll want wheels to get to everything worth seeing. All right, the must-sees or big 3, and here's how to do each one properly. First, the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum on Whitehead Street. Admission is quite reasonably priced, and it is absolutely worth it. This is a literary time capsule. Hemingway lived and wrote here for about 10 years, including some of his most famous work. His writing studio is still up there in the carriage house, his desk right where he left it. And then there are the cats. Over 60 of them, many polydactyl, that's 6 toes, descended from a cat Hemingway himself was given. They have names, they have personality, and they own the property. Allow at least 90 minutes here. Second, the southernmost point buoy. It's iconic, it photographs beautifully, and the line can be brutal. It's often best to go before 8 a.m. Show up at 7:30 and you might wait 5 minutes. Show up at 10 and you're looking at 45. Simple as that. No visit to Key West is complete without a visit to Fort Zachary-Taylor State Park. This is the best beach on the island. Generally, Smathers Beach sees more overall traffic, but Fort Zach is the better beach. Clearer water, a calmer vibe, and snorkeling off the western rocks that's genuinely hard to beat. Tropical fish, sea fans, the works. Entry is reasonably priced, and it is absolutely worth it. Go! You will not regret it. While you're in Old Town, don't miss St. Paul's Episcopal Church. Built in 1832, survived fires and hurricanes, and still holds services today. Something about standing in front of that kind of history puts everything in perspective. You may also want to climb the Key West Lighthouse for sweeping panoramic views over the island, one of the best vantage points you'll find in the Keys. Now let's talk about what you're actually going to eat, because Key West takes food seriously. For breakfast, here are 2 recommendations depending on your vibe. With multiple locations across Key West, Cuban Coffee Queen is a local favorite serving up bold, authentic Cuban coffee. The waterfront spot is especially popular, where you can sip a coffee while taking in stunning harbor views and the island's laid-back atmosphere. Blue Heaven in Bahama Village is the opposite experience. There are cats doing their thing, roosters wandering the courtyard, and a wait that can stretch to an hour. But the Lobster Benedict is one of the most celebrated breakfast items in Key West. Plan accordingly. Key Lime Pie is serious business in Key West. 2 names dominate: Kermit's Key West, Key Lime Shop, and Blue Heaven. Iconic rivals, wildly different styles, endlessly debated. Kermit's is a Key West institution. Don't leave without trying the chocolate-dipped frozen key lime pie on a stick. It sounds like a gimmick, tastes like a revelation. Blue Heaven makes their pie with these dramatic towering meringue peaks. It's more traditional, it's beautiful, and it's excellent. You know what? Go to both! This is a vacation. For dinner and drinks, Duval Street is where it happens. DJ's Clam Shack serves arguably the best lobster roll on the island. The chowder and garlic steamed clams are equally stellar, casual, no frills, and wildly popular. Sloppy Joe's is arguably the most famous bar in the world and was Hemingway's favorite hangout. The original Sloppy Joe sandwich or their conch fritters are classic choices for a casual bar dinner. But the real locals' history is at Captain Tony's Saloon, 1 block off Duval. That's the original Sloppy Joe's location, and it's more bar than tourist trap. Live music most nights. A tree growing through the building and dollar bills on the ceiling. The building has been there since the 1850s, and it feels like it. If you have at least 3 days, you need to talk about what's beyond the island itself. Dry Tortugas is the bucket list item. 70 miles off Key West, reachable only by ferry or seaplane, sits Fort Jefferson. A massive, never-finished, 19th century brick fortress rising straight from turquoise water. It's completely surreal. The snorkeling around it is world-class. Book the ferry before you even book your flights. It sells out. At a few $100s, the day trip includes the ferry, snorkel gear, and park fees. It's worth every cent. If a full day trip feels like too much, consider an evening sunset sail instead. Or book a morning snorkel at Sand Key Lighthouse. It's less crowded, the reef is healthier and more personal. And wherever your last night in Key West takes you, end it at Mallory Square. Every evening, the waterfront ignites for the sunset celebration. A vibrant mix of performers, artists, and travelers gather to watch the sun dip into the Gulf. It's free, electric, and the moment you're there, you finally understand why this ritual has endured for decades. Key West is truly unique. Subscribe for more and comment your bucket list below.